Coyle taking on Vito Melnicki Jr. 10 rounds for the USBA, WBC, USA, and WBO international titles. Xander Zayas putting his titles on the line against Flawless Bomer. 10 rounds for the NABF and NABO titles. And in our main event, 12 rounds for the WBO Lightweight Championship of the World. Denys Berinchyk puts his title on the line against Keyshawn Davis. This is boxing, this is Top Rank, brought to you all weekend long by Miller Lite. Cheers to another round of Miller Time by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app today. By the refreshing taste of Twisted Tea, hard iced tea. Keep it twisted. By Riyadh Season. And by the theater at Madison Square Garden. There is an iconic shot of the world's most famous arena, the Mecca of boxing, Madison Square Garden. We are in the lobby just outside the theater. Welcome inside. My name is Mark Chinook, and I'm always joined by the beautiful Top Rank Knockouts this weekend, Tiana and Chanel, with us all weekend long. It goes down Friday, February 14th, on Valentine's Day, here inside the Mecca of boxing, Madison Square Garden. We begin at 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. Then we move over to the network, ESPN, at 9 p.m. Eastern. There is a shot of our entire card. Nico Ali Walsh gets the party started. Welterweight standout, Tiger Johnson on the card. Also, the return of the real big baby, Jared Anderson. And again, our main event, Denys Berinchyk puts his world title on the line against Keyshawn Davis. Limited tickets remain. Visit Ticketmaster.com or the Madison Square Garden box office. Doors open fight night at 4:45 p.m. Eastern. Also the weigh-ins tomorrow, exactly at 12 noon, right here again, just outside the theater at Madison Square Garden. And for everything Fight Week, scan this QR code. Check out boxing's official home, all things Top Rank and Fight Week. Joining me on stage right now, I'd like to welcome, making his professional debut, junior bantamweight, Juanita Lopez de Jesus. Welcome. Lightweight sensation, Abdullah Mason. Welterweight, Rohan Polanco. Good to see you, gents. And in a 10-round battle, as I mentioned earlier, for the USBA, WBC, USA, and WBO international middleweight titles, Connor Coyle taking on Vito Melnicki Jr. And beside me, Vice President of Boxing Operations for Top Rank, Mr. Carl Moretti. All right, that was a mouthful. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us. Carl, thank you for being with us. Juanita, I want to start with you, brother. 112-pound gold medalist for 2023 Puerto Rican National Championship. You represented your homeland in the 2024 Olympic Games. Son of former two-division world champion Juanma Lopez. And now, making your debut Friday at Madison Square Garden. How excited are you to turn pro?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I went for this moment all my life, and now it's reality. You know, it's not a dream anymore.
Carl, I want to bring you in right away. I'm quoting Bob Arum here. Juanita's an exceptional talent, someone we feel will excel in the ring and, like his father, bring many championships to the great fighting nation of Puerto Rico. That's Bob. Speak about this young man.
Facts. You know, I mean, straight out. We watched him in the Olympics. We love identifying the best talent from Puerto Rico. In our eyes, he's that next step, just like Xander was. So he's just going to follow him along, and no better place than to turn pro at Madison Square Garden.
Juanita, what does it make you feel when you hear the greatest promoter of all time talk of you like that?
I think it's everybody wants this opportunity, you know, and now I have the opportunity to show the people what I have, you know, what I bring to the table. So I want to make my people of Puerto Rico proud. So Friday night, I need to show what I have.
Is it business as usual, or does it feel a little different that this is a professional fight week? First one for you. Is it a little different?
Yeah, it's different, you know. I never have this type of attention, you know, so it's crazy for me. I'm really excited.
Carl, you've been around a lot of young fighters who have made their professional debut. What do you expect Friday night for this young man?
Well, first of all, it's damas y caballeros, you know, it's El Servan, all that stuff for him. I expect him to just continue what we saw in the Olympics, that he's actually probably going to be a better pro than Olympian because of his style. I don't expect him to, freeze up because of the lights, because he's been before it. He knows what he wants. And this is just the start, and obviously we'll see him back here in June as well.
Juanita, welcome to Top Rank, welcome to professional boxing. We're excited to see you on Valentine's Day at Madison Square Garden. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Abdullah Mason, right next door, 16-0, 14 knockouts. The last time we saw you, it was November, Norfolk, Virginia, second round knockout. But even though you finished it in 2 rounds, you actually hit the deck as well. What did you take away from that experience?
Mainly just fight smart and make sure I'm listening to my corner. Every time, I'm tuned in to them, the easier the fight is. So just keep doing the same thing. I feel like I got up and did exceptional, but just keep doing the same thing, and fight smart.
What do you enjoy the most about boxing? What do you enjoy the least about boxing? If there is one.
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say the results of your hard work is the most enjoyable thing. The more work you put in, the smarter you are. You get in the ring and everything shows. But everyone knows, every fighter knows one thing, that every single fight fan, they have their own, perfect version of you. But you got to make sure doing what you do in there the way you got to do it.
Where do you see yourself in the lightweight division? Obviously, there's a world title on the line in our main event on this card. When you look at the division as a whole, where do you see yourself?
I see myself up there with the guys who hold the titles. Skill-wise, I feel like I'm able to hold my own in one of those fights and come out on top. But we're proving ourselves, and we're gonna keep, taking those steps forward. Hopefully, we grab a smaller title this year and just keep stepping forward, inching towards that world championship. So when we get the opportunity, we'll be ready for it.
Carl, I want to bring you in since you're with me. It's obviously nice to have you with me. You never hear, so it's great. A lot of noise in boxing about this young man. What makes Abdullah Mason so special?
Yeah, well, there was a lot of noise in Norfolk that night. The place was jumping with 10,000 people, and just to get it more excited, he got dropped. And then he got up, and if he didn't see it, he got dropped again, and the place went crazy. And we're like, okay, that's enough of entertaining everybody. Let's do what we gotta do. And, getting knocked down in boxing, it happens to every fighter. The question is, what happens when you get up? Well, he got up and he took care of business. So that shows a lot to us of what his progression will be. If this would have continued or he wouldn't have went farther, then it's a whole different story. But he answered the questions there. And, now we're on to a fight this Friday against a guy that just went the distance with Rolly, who's fighting for a world title, which is, a whole other conversation to go to. But the fact that, Brad feels confident to put him with that guy shows that the confidence that we have in him on handling business.
Until Friday night, your toughest opponent on paper, clearly, I think, to date. What do we expect from you Friday night after Norfolk and what Carl was just talking about?
Friday night, we bring the smoke, no flowers. So we're gonna fight smart, do what we worked on, and we're gonna have some fun in there. And hopefully, we see the opportunity. We're gonna do the same thing we've been doing, and we're gonna, bring the smoke.
I love it. No flowers. I love all the Valentine's Day references that we're gonna have all week. They write themselves. Moving on. Rohan El Rayo Polanco, 14-0, 9 knockouts. Great to see you again, brother. With this move up in weight comes heavier punches, and you're facing a tough opponent in Giancarlos Torres. This fight has a potential to be a brawl, like big brawl. Do you have to change anything in your camp to adjust to the welterweight division?
Con esta movida de peso, subiste a otra división, esta pelea tiene el chance de ser una guerra. ¿Algún ajuste que tuviste hacer para este cambio de división?
Bueno, sí, en este campamento fue más intenso, ¿entiendes? Trabajé mucho con más pesas, el entrenamiento más intenso, siempre en los barrios. Pero para esta guerra me siento bastante bien, ¿entiendes? Yo tengo ya mucha experiencia y sé que con el que voy a pelear ahora tiene también bastante experiencia.
Creo que con mi buen boxeo saliré victorioso esa noche.
It was definitely a more intense training camp. Also, I work a lot more on strength and conditioning. I know that my opponent has a lot of experience, but I also have a lot of experience, so that's going to be important in this fight.
Thank you, Gordy. What's it like working with Hector Bermudez in camp?
¿Cómo es trabajar con estos Bermúdez en el campamento?
Muy bien, muy bien. Es un entrenador bien inteligente. Siempre me está enseñando cómo adaptarme al boxeo profesional, ya que yo vengo de una carrera larga de amateur. Y gracias a Dios he encajado muy bien. Siento que fue una buena opción escoger a Héctor como entrenador para mi carrera profesional.
It has been a great option to select Hector as my trainer. He's a very intelligent trainer, and he has been helping me switch my style to the pro style because I had a very long career as an amateur.
Gordy, I want to ask him the same question I just asked Abdullah Mason, welterweight division, now that he's moving up to 147. Where does he see himself in welterweight?
¿Dónde te ves a ti mismo en el peso welter?
Bueno, el plan es seguir ganando peleas para seguir posicionando hasta que me llegue muy pronto la pelea titular, que eso es lo que andamos buscando.
The plan is to keep winning, to keep getting ranked higher until the title opportunity gets to me. That's what we're working for.
Carl, I want to bring you in here. Ron's a special fighter.
Well, we think he's a special fighter. We hope he's a special fighter. In today's world of Twitter and whatever else is out there, this social,
I think they call it X now.
yeah, that too. All you hear is fighters calling out fighters for this and that. After Friday, I doubt you're going to see anybody calling him out. That's not going to happen. So he's going to have to do it the old-fashioned way: stay active, move up the rankings, take care of business in the ring, and eventually earn a shot in a wide-open division.
Ron, thank you. Gracias. We're going to move on a little. Beside us here, 10 rounds for the vacant USBA, WBC USA, WBO International middleweight titles. Connor Coyle, Vito Melnicki Jr. Here we go again. Vito, we're in your backyard. Does this ever get old for you?
No, this is exciting. Now fighting on the main card on ESPN. It's another great opportunity. I want to thank Bob Arum and Top Rank for this great opportunity. I want to thank God. Without him, none of this is possible. And I'm just blessed to be in this position.
I want to bring in your opponent, Connor. Welcome to New York City, Madison Square Garden, from Ireland. What does this opportunity mean for you?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, and I'm pretty excited to be here. Such an amazing card to be on as well, and I'm just looking forward to Friday night now.
You said in an interview not too long ago, this is my opportunity to prove to myself, to prove that I am as good as I know I am. I'll just have to prove to the world and whoever is watching. Explain that to everybody who's watching right now, because you were pretty open and candid about your experiences up to date and now being here at the Mecca of boxing.
Oh yeah, I've had fights. The fights that I've got, I was looking for bigger fights, but I just never got them. It's not like I was ducking and dodging people. I just had to do it. Whoever was put in front of me, I had to fight. I wanted the bigger fights. I've had a few big fights, but things happened and fell through, like the Felix Gas fight. That fell through, and then I got an injury before the Alamo fight. But I believe this is my opportunity here now, and I'm happy that it's in the MST.
Vito, do you have a chance to watch tape on Connor, and in your opinion, is this your toughest test to date?
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal, to keep climbing, keep fighting better opposition. And this is definitely my toughest test to date on paper. And I'm just excited to show what I've been working on, how I've grown as a fighter, and put on a dominating performance on this Friday night.
What did you take away from the last time we were here? Because your last fight was right here, same place. You walked away with a majority decision. What did you learn from that experience that you maybe didn't learn from your previous fights?
Just got to take it fight by fight. The media is going to judge you based off your last performance. Wasn't my greatest night in the office. But the goal Friday night is to eliminate that memory from everybody's memory and make this fight what they remember.
Connor, I'll come back to you. You spent 11 weeks in Florida preparing for this one. Are you in the best shape of your career right now? Will we see the best version of Connor Friday night?
100%, yeah. I was 12 weeks in total away from my 3 kids and my family. That was the toughest camp I've been through, physically and mentally. I've had the best of the sparring, and this is my opportunity now to grab it with both hands. So I put every blood, sweat and tears into this 12 weeks away from my kids, and I'm going to show up on Friday night.
Carl, we've got 3 title fights on the card Friday night. You know, we're here at Madison Square Garden. This fight has potential to steal the show as well. Like, this card is stacked.
Well, a couple things. First, he's not in his backyard. When we're in our backyard, we're in Jersey.
All right, sorry.
Let's start with that.
We did give him a Rangers.
Exactly. 2, between his sponsors, and I can see what he's bringing to the ring with indigo interiors, it's going to look like a NASCAR race in there with all these guys, you know, maxed out as much as they could. Also, you know, for Vito, you're right, you judged off your last fight, and Vito didn't look good in his last fight. We know why he didn't look good in his last fight, and usually most guys, you know, take an easy one after that. That wasn't their decision this time. They said, find the toughest guy you could. Connor Coyle stepped up to the plate. The fight's been made for 2.5 months. He knows what he's going to get out of this if he wins. Vito has to win and has to look good to get to the level that he wants to get to, and that's what Friday night's all about.
Vito, when you hear that, you got to win, you got to look good. Do you flip a switch? Do you have that switch that we might see from Vito that we might not have seen up to this point?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. This is a great opportunity for me, and this is everything I've dreamt of as a kid, just walking in Madison Square Garden, seeing your face on billboards, on posters. This is everything that I've ever wanted since I was 7 years old, so we're going to take advantage of this opportunity and, like I said, dominate.
We've got B-roll of you right now up on the screens for people that are watching, and I can see you're literally answering the question, watching yourself on the screen. The same questions I've asked the other guys. Where do you see yourself in the division? And you know, obviously, you got to put on a show in order to be a part of this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, this is my first fight at 160 as well, so I'm moving up from 54 to 160. I feel strong, and I'm ready, 150% ready.
Connor, same question to you. I know your family and all your fans back home are going to be tuning in. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. How do you make sure you walk out of the ring Friday night victorious?
Just everything I've been working on in the gym with my coach, Jim. You know, we put together everything piece by piece in camp each week. Everything went so smoothly. We've had no setbacks. Every training camp I always have a setback, a minor injury, a sickness, something will come along. But this has been the most successful and smooth training camp I've ever had. And mentally and physically, I'm just the best shape possible.
Well, we're excited for Friday night. Gentlemen, everybody with us right now, thanks for joining us. Before we bring up our co-feature and our main event, take a little peek behind the card. We'll be right back. Let's start with you. First of all, you look fantastic. You're wearing a beautiful suit. Your manager's in sweats. Don't tell him I said that. 20-0, 20-0, 12 knockouts. Somebody is walking away with a loss Friday night. How you feeling?
I feel amazing. Fight number 7 here at the ITRBoxing. New York is like a second home now. I'm excited to put on a show once again for the fans, for everybody, and to put the 154 pound weight class on notice that I'm coming for the world title next.
Listen, I'm going to bring in your opponent right away, Slavos Bomer. Same record, 20-0, 11 knockouts. Somebody's walking out of here on Friday night with a loss. But before we get to that, you're making your United States debut. Welcome. How excited are you to be here at Madison Square Garden?
Thank you very much. So first, that's a big opportunity. Thank you for this, and for me it's a dream come true. So I can't describe it in words how excited I am, but yeah, I'm very excited. So yeah, thank you again for this. That's amazing.
Listen, your last fight, you put on a show in the UAE, you stayed busy. It was a first round knockout. Why Xander? Why now?
Because I want to show that I belong to the top. So Xander is also a top boxer, and I want to climb the top. And so for climbing the top, you have to fight the best fighters in the world, and that's why I'm here.
Xander, 5 months ago we were right here. You're fighting a tough kid against Friday night. He's sitting right here. What does this mean?
and this means the world. He's number 11 in the WBO for a reason. He's 20-0 for a reason. He has good victories behind him, but I'm looking forward to becoming 21-0 come Friday night, and looking forward for what's next, for the great opportunities I'm going to get in 2025, starting with this one.
Carl, what do you think of this fight? This is our co-feature of the evening. 2 undefeated fighters. You're looking at your notes.
Well, yeah, I'll give you the reason. Everybody knows Xander, okay? Nobody knows this guy. So I get a text from one of our colleagues in Europe yesterday. The lads over here, I guess it's from England, say that Spomer had a great camp and is more than ready for Xander. Thought for sure you guys were going to go with something easier like Erickson, Lubin, or Cordell Booker. This may turn out to be the worst decision that Top Rank has made since Bob's Giants let Saquon go to the Eagles. Now, I don't know what that means, but I know that there's a lot of people in Europe making bets on Slava, so maybe they know something we don't, but let me tell you something. Xander is just another example of the process of what we do at Top Rank. We find him in the amateurs, we identify him, we sign him, we let Brad and Bruce build him, we market and promote the hell out of him, and get him ready for a world title. Not to fight for the world title, but to win the world title. And there's a big difference in today's world. And that process has been proven for 58 years, I think. And, you know, despite what you hear, it's still going to go on and on and on and keep going and keep going. And this is just another example of this Friday night.
Xander, when you hear words like that, obviously people overseas talking about a big upset in the making here, just to give you a little extra fuel.
It's exciting. It's exciting that he has people behind him that support him and that want to see him succeed. But come Friday night, I'm going to do what I've been doing for 20 fights. Shutting every doubter out and putting on a show. He's the next guy up. He's the next step into what I want to accomplish of becoming a world champion at 154. And I'm going to take care of business come Friday night.
So, does this give you extra motivation knowing that you got people texting Top Brass and Top Rank saying, hey, you guys made a mistake? Or is it business as usual for you getting into the ring?
So I don't listen to people what they say, and I'm concentrated on my mind, on my thinking. So yeah, that's a motivation. Yeah, but yeah, I just listen to my own thoughts. Yeah, you know. So yeah, that's cool. But I'm very focused.
Tell him who's coming up to work your corner.
Who's coming up to work my corner?
Yeah.
Roy Jones Jr.
Uh-oh.
I'm already 1-0 against Freddie Roach. I'm already 1-0 against Garcia too. I guess Roy Jones is gonna get it too.
3-0. We'll cancel the ticket or let him come up. Whatever.
We will jump you on that one. I want to talk about that. How was camp with Roy Jones?
It was amazing. So in this time, 2 dreams come true. One dream was to fight in the Madison Square Garden, and the other dream was to prepare with Roy Jones Jr. So the preparation and the camp was very good. I learned. So I don't learn how to box from the beginning, you know. So I'm long in the game, but I see different things what Roy is teaching me. So and it was an upset, and so I'm very proud for this opportunity too. It was very good.
Coach, you will continue to collect victories of legendary trainers and fighters.
Well, you don't fight trainers. So when you look across the corner, does that ever come into play when you're sitting on your stool and you look across?
Never. I never prepare for the trainers. So at the end, I don't think about who's in the corner. Hopefully he had all the help he needs or needed. Because Friday night I'm gonna keep doing my job and continue to do what I've been doing for my whole career.
Me too.
There was only one Roy Jones, and there will always be one Roy Jones. And when Roy Jones was a great fighter, but I don't know how many times that translates to a great trainer. And if he gets to Slava to make him fight like Roy Jones, then yeah, it's also a miracle. So, you know, let's see what goes on here, because Xander's got to play.
What does that say, though, Carl, about the sport where former fighters stay in the game and want to help the next young kid come up?
It's great to see because they love the sport. They want to, you know, instill as much as they can to the younger fighters coming up. It's, you know, you see it all the time. And with Roy or Robert Garcia or anybody else, McGirt, they're all great fighters. They, you know, some make great trainers, some don't, because, you know, Mayweather and that type of stuff, it's a whole different world, but it's great to see them getting back.
Slava, last question for you, because listen, the journey here has been remarkable. Here we are at the Mecca of Boxing, New York City. Just being in Manhattan, walking the streets, being here, what does that do for you, for your motivation, for your mindset, being in, hands down, one of the greatest cities on the planet?
Unbelievable. So it's like I said, I can't describe it in words, but it keeps me like that's a multiplicator of my motivation. So being here and feel the city, so feel the how the fight comes closer, and it makes so my energy level is very high because of this. So like I said, a dream come true. I can't describe it in words. It's
You're doing a good job. No stress. Thank you so much, Xander. Last question for you. When did you get up to the city from Florida? You know, obviously home is Florida, training is Florida. When did you get up to the city, and how prepared are you and dialed in for this one?
I've been here since Saturday, and we had 10 weeks of training camp. I'm excited. I mean, just one step away from the main goal. That's the guy that I gotta beat to get there, and I'm gonna prove that I belong in the elite level conversation with those fighters.
Carl, last one for you. We get to our main event. He just said it, one step away from the main goal. Is there a title shot in the future for this kid?
Oh, we anticipate fighting for the title this year. But bigger than that, we anticipate winning the title fight this year, not just fighting for it. That's the whole difference. That's the whole reason for this fight, is to get him ready for that ultimate goal that will come at some point this year.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. We're going to leave it right there. Ladies and gentlemen, we are seconds away now from bringing up our main event of the evening from right here inside Madison Square Garden. We'll be right back. Actually, I take that back. We have them walking in the building as we speak. Take the cameras off us. Turn them around. They're walking in the building. All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome inside the theater at Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. 12 rounds for the WBO Lightweight Championship of the World. The businessman, Keyshawn Davis. The champion, Denys "The Thunder" Berinchyk, also joined by Alex Kressick, head of K2 Promotions. Alex, thanks for being with us, and always, Carl, sticking with me all afternoon. I want to start with the champ. First of all, congratulations. How has life changed for you since becoming world champion?
Так тренувався і готувався до захисту.
I was training all the time and was preparing myself for the defense.
Just like that. No change in day-to-day life, carrying the strap around?
В Україні йде війна, і нічого там не змінилося, крім обстрілів щоденних і ракет і бомб.
Nothing changed too much because we're having war in Ukraine and the rockets coming, bombs exploding, so unfortunately it didn't change much.
Listen, the entire boxing community supports Ukraine. We stand with you guys, and we understand that it's a tough situation, and we are absolutely with you there 100%. I want to bring in the businessman, Keyshawn Davis, 12-0, no decision, 8 knockouts. Listen, the last time we saw you, your hometown, they turned out. How special was that experience for you to put on a show like that in your backyard, surrounded by family, and here we are.
First, I'd like to thank God, give all God the glory for getting us all here safely. Thank God for waking us up this morning, giving us another day to say, and the new. But I want to address the fact that this guy came to America to give me bananas and watermelon with a note on it. It's unprofessional, and I feel like it's racist, and you just made this fight a little more personal.
Take it a step further, Keyshawn, just so everybody at home understands what you're talking about.
Y'all heard what I said. This man brought a box of bananas and a watermelon. He brought a box of bananas and a watermelon to America to get to my room, to bring to my room, and I took it as racist. So I got something for you.
He's saying there was a delivery to his room, a box of bananas and...
Look at his coach face. Look at his coach face.
Хочу сказати, що я не розмовляю і тим паче не пишу. Я бачив його пости в Інстаграм. Нічого немає особистого для нього.
First thing I want to say that I don't speak English and I don't write English, but I saw his message on the media. It's weird. Just even to mention this, some people with bad intentions, looking for some hype, made this now it's.
He ain't say all that.
Listen, my man.
Look, Mark. Y'all did it. It's okay that y'all did it. I'm gonna whoop your ass for it. So just come Friday night. Just know what's gonna happen to the both of you.
Let me
get Champ. No, you. It's not your show. It's his show. Let him talk.
Для начала пускай сделает вес, чтобы был в весе, и тогда мы примем решение в пятницу с ним на ринге.
First thing you need to do is to make weight, and afterwards,
Mark, ask your question, because they ain't talking about that. Go ahead and ask your questions.
Heard. We're moving on. Listen,
that's exactly what he wrote in the note too, but we ain't gonna talk about it.
Keyshawn, I want to get back to the fight here. We're in the mecca of boxing, Madison Square Garden. You get a world title shot. It's what you've wanted. How special is it to be here at MSG for this opportunity?
It's a blessing. It's a real blessing, man. I knew since when he called my name out after he won his last fight, I just had a feeling in my spirit that I was going to fight him for the world championship. I never thought that it was going to be at the Madison Square. I appreciate Top Rank and ESPN, but for just believing in me this much to bring a fight like this to the Madison Square. We can afford anywhere in America, but they know that I'm the future of Top Rank. They know that I'm the future of the sport, and they wanted to headline me, my second headliner here at the Madison Square.
Jay?
Excuse me.
It is not your show. We don't care about what you're saying. We don't care. It's not your show. It's not your show. It's not your show. Mark, it's not his show. It's not his show.
Yeah, absolutely.
What he not saying?
Who I've been promoting since 2016, and I became the world champion. Thanks Paco, thanks WBO for recognizing this man and giving him a chance. So I want to add to what this young man just mentioned. He is really the future of boxing. We treat him with great respect. He's a young man who's gonna become the world champion.
Me, right?
After several years when Denys retired.
He don't have several years left. He's like 40 years old right now.
Okay, hold on. I want to bring in the champ here. Listen, you made your United States debut in May, beating Navarrete to win this title. Now you're set to defend it for the first time here at Madison Square Garden. Did you ever see yourself in this position?
Ні, я цього не уявляв, але дуже тяжко працював 25 років, щоб бути тут.
I never imagined myself fighting in Madison Square Garden, but I worked hard. I've been working hard for 25 years to make my dream come true and to accomplish this assignment.
Bare knuckle down.
Carl?
Если тебя это задело за живое, соберись и иди сделай, тренируйся последний раз. И сегодня твой час на этой пресс-конференции, а мой будет на ринге.
If it touched you to the bottom of your heart, train harder, work harder. This is your time tonight, this press conference. My time is Friday night.
So, I don't know. That's okay. We're gonna go off script. We'll go back.
Every time I fight, I put on performances. Every single time I fight, before the fight, leading up to the fight, I have great press conferences. I have great weigh-ins. This is nothing new. This is not a new act that the businessman is doing. Only thing that's new is my haircut and the suit. That's the only thing that's new. So Friday night, y'all know what I'm gonna do Friday. That's why y'all took this fight.
Berinchyk champ! Berinchyk champ!
First round. First round.
Так, я його поважаю, він дуже молодий, перспективний і найближчим часом, мабуть, через рік, через два він стане чемпіоном світу.
Yes, I do respect this man. He's a young kid with great future, and probably in a couple of years he will become the champion of the world.
Well, how he became champion of the world is his last fight. He went to San Diego, I meant Mexico, but it felt like Mexico, and he beat Navarrete, who's a really good fighter, and won the title. So now we get to Keyshawn. And
I'm not 130. I'm not 130. I'm over 135.
That's right. And he talks about him making weight. His opponents are the one that I'm always worried about making weight, especially after the last show. So, you know, fish don't just jump in a boat. You got to go get him. And Keyshawn reeled him in. Now Friday night, he's got to put him in the boat.
Fish fry.
Well, I don't know about that, but where we go. So all I know for the last 2 months is all Keyshawn has done is wake up, thank God, brush his teeth, and go to work. And that's it. And we got to New York, and now we're having fun. And when the bell rings Friday night on ESPN, with everybody watching in a sold-out Madison Square Garden, let these two guys decide what happens, and then we'll go from there.
Champ, what do you have to do Friday night to make sure you walk into the garden?
He got to sleep with that belt under his pillow because he got 48 hours left until he gets champion of the world. That's what he need to do. Make sure you tuck that belt up under your pillow. Tuck that belt. Sleep in real tight. I'm going to take that shit.
Я покажу найяскравіший бокс, який люблять, тому що Україна найбоксерська держава у світі, і ви все побачите у п'ятницю.
I'm gonna stage a perfect performance because Ukraine is the most brilliant boxing country out of many in the world, and I just gonna perform how I used to perform. I'm gonna get my victory easy.
Keyshawn, all talk aside, what do you have to do inside the ring Friday night? What do you got to do in the ring Friday night?
I'm just going to come up there and show up. Y'all know what I do. I put on great performances. God willing, I'm definitely going to get the belt, of course, but I'm going to just go in there and show up and just do what I've been doing. Everybody here right now here because of the business, man. And they know that I put on great performances. They know I'm an entertainer at the end of the day, but they also know I'm very mean in that ring, as well as y'all know that. So I hope your Ukrainian men is there watching you too, because that other guy that said 135, he can be next too.
He ain't no longer king or no using. And still. Be the worst one. He looks terrible when he fights.
Ukraine is the champ!
Я тебе желаю удачи, братья.
I wish you good luck.
We're going to leave it right there. Carl, thank you for sitting in with us all afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This is our main event, 12 rounds for the WBO Lightweight Championship of the World. Make sure you tune in. We begin at 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+, and then we move over to the network ESPN at 9 o'clock. We're going to leave it right there. As always, this is boxing. This is Top Rank. We'll see you tomorrow night right here for weigh-ins.
Come on, man. Stare up. We do all that. I ain't 130. I ain't
53. And still. Yeah!